Welcome to this corner. This is my favorite corner of my apartment. So naturally, we are shooting this very special, normal episode of my vlog here. So today we have very important tasks. We have to draw stuff for my new single, which I'm very excited about because it's my favorite one. She is my baby, and she is called. No, we have like 4 viewers. It's called Stockholm's of Ghost Town. So it's okay to announce it, just don't tell anybody. Wait, my boss from my bar is calling me, so I have to take this. Hello, Arash, you are on my vlog right now. But today, we're drawing art for my next single, Stockholm's a Ghost Town. She's my favorite song I've ever did. Very excited to put her out. Wrote her in Sweden with a few amazing songwriters there at the songwriting school called Music Makarna. Shout out Axel, Jana, and Tobias. They're fantastic. And cool. Well, we're off to the races. I'm going to try to do this. I'm kind of basing it off this reference drawing over here because I'm not like, perfect. And here we go. We gonna do this. I'm gonna try to do a little love. Kind of like that, yeah. Now I have an ashtray that I can manipulate. Yeah, let's make a little...
You think you can talk while you do divots?
I think I can talk while I do divots.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good.
It's okay.
I'm just trying really hard. And we're back to your regularly scheduled programming of me. And we're gonna just dive right in to the piping hot tea of the day because I really want my tea, and I think it's more lukewarm now, actually. I did notice my tea for today is, because I'm not particularly super into or pining over some person right now, which can be sometimes a little bit of a boring place to be, but it's also a bit empowering, especially when it comes to the fuckboys of the world, of which I've met a couple over the last few weeks. And these guys in LA are usually, and I want to be careful not to just make it shit talking guys in LA, they're not all so bad, but they can be very narcissistic a lot of times. I mean, in a way we all are. Any of us in these creative industries can be rather narcissistic, but a couple of these guys are. And it's very funny to watch because there's this one guy in particular that I met the other night is a very good looking guy. And I'm sure he knows it. And he's an actor. And that's always a dangerous place to be, But when you're not, I think they're used to meeting women or people that give them a lot of attention. And I found I wasn't really trying to give this guy a lot of my attention or time, and I wasn't answering texts or anything, and it was kind of wild to watch. I kind of watched them squirm a little bit. I felt like you feel the power shift because he double texted me in the morning and then I didn't answer, and then he texted me again that night being like, so what are you up to? What are you doing? And I'm just like, look at this. Look at him come around. It was very interesting to watch that go down. And it's not that he's a terrible guy. He wasn't he was just it's very funny to watch a guy squirm. So I felt I was in, for once, I felt like I was in sort of the power seat of this communication dynamic. I don't know how detailed, I'm not trying to blow up people's spots, but I don't know if he'll be watching my vlog. How detailed should I get? I just met this guy. We met at a bar down the street. At the end of the night, I was with my friend, and we were sitting outside at the bar, the patio bar. And I looked over and there was this very, very attractive man sitting in the table over. And I was just like, damn, that guy's really attractive. And it was actually one of my smoother moods. I'm not very smooth, but this was a smooth move because we were outside and our 2 heat lamps were off, but their heat lamp was on. So we did the whole, hey, can we share this heat lamp? And he was like, okay. And we had this really pretty funny dynamic conversation, whatever. It was pretty harmless overall and definitely had an enjoyable time. And we were really looking, this is what kind of sucks about LA. Not that I'm not so much in my old age looking to close the bar down and stay out till 2 in the morning. But this was on the later side of the night, and we were all still kind of in the mood to be out. We had just kind of met each other, so we were like, let's keep this energy going. And we tried, it was like 1:30. We got kicked out of that bar for them closing, and we went to a couple other bars on the street just to even get like a beer and a shot or something, or just a shot even, whatever it is. And could not get in anywhere. So we're walking around the streets of Beverly Grove, trying to find a, last call drink. Couldn't do it. He was trying to get me to go to his place in Studio City, and I was just like, absolutely not. Because I'm not waking up tomorrow in Studio City. Just not happening. This is actually looking surprisingly good. So yeah, then we walked back. He was walking back to his car. I don't support if he was, I think he was fine to drive. This isn't about that. I don't know, that's not my decision to make. It was another mild turn off, I guess. But he walked me back to outside here, and I just wasn't gonna have him come up to my place. It's not something that I am about. Like, I'm kind of picky about when I really pull that trigger and have someone come back to my place. And so we went outside, we were like just outside there, and we had like a nice little pleasant enough side of the street makeout. But then the weirdest part of the makeout, which I found very interesting, he went for the boob grab, which for me, I'm always just kind of like,
What are you looking for?
Weirdest part of the boob grab though, because most boob grabs, I told Amy this, we were dying. Most boob grabs come from the bottom up. And even then, he went over and under. So I was already just like, weird under grab. Secondly, are you satisfied? Because this is just as weird for me. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love, like boob attention is nice, and don't think that just because a girl has small tits that she doesn't enjoy some boob action, because she will. But that was just a weird way to go about it. But then he's been texting me a lot, which I just think it's hysterical, because, not to say that I'm not willing to see him again, I think it would be probably enjoyable enough to go on a date or something, but I just think it's interesting. You really just have to not give a fuck, and then the guys start to squirm just as much as girls do, So yeah, that's the piping hot tea of the day. That's where I'm at in my life. Yeah, that's it, really. Excuse me. It's almost chipped my tooth. I chipped my tooth on my microphone in here once when I was practicing for a show. I was like dancing around my apartment, and I was like, ah, and then I was like, oh. And I felt like something was floating out of my mouth, and I looked, it's the smallest chip. I'll send you the picture, you can put it up. Because the thing was, I reached out to my friend in Delaware, who's a dentist. Haven't talked to him in like 3 years. I was like, hey, hope you're good. What do I do about this tooth? And I sent him like a picture of just a close-up of my tooth. It was the creepiest thing, but he said it was too small, and I just had to live with it. So that's where I'm at, just living with a chipped tooth. What was I gonna say? That night in Sweden, when I woke up after I had really been smoking, and it was one of the students, we were just like standing outside, and I acted like I'd been smoking all my life. Like we were just like chain smoking cigarettes, and I had a snooze in my mouth. So snooze is basically like dip, but it's in like a little packet, and you kind of get this little high from it that I legit became addicted to nicotine over the course of a couple weeks, which was kind of crazy. Actually, maybe I'll bring the opacity of this down. It's kind of nice. But I found myself doing them. First it started like a couple of my friends in the studio asked me if I want one, and I tried it. Well, no, first the boy, Stockholm boy, had me try one, and they were pleasant. They're fun. They kind of feel like a little head high. It's like exciting, whatever. One time I did an extra strength one in a bar, and I sat there, and for a second I thought my world was ending. Like my world was collapsing inward, but I was trying not to show it because I was embarrassed. I was like with all these like, locals, and I'm just like, do not throw up on this table. Like, hold on. I was like, excuse me, please. And I just like stood up and like went to the bathroom and like collected myself and got a glass of water. And then I told them later, I was like, yeah, that extra strength one I thought I was gonna die. And they were like, yeah, it's extra strength. But then I started doing them on the reg, and I found one of the last days during the trip, I was like writing this song, we were tracking vocals, and I was like, damn, I really want to snooze right now. And I was like, I'm addicted to nicotine. And it was a very concerning time. And they were trying to convince me to get some to bring back. I don't like those dots as much. They were trying to convince me to get some in the airport and bring it back to like LA with me. But then my friend made me look up a picture of gum cancer, and then it kind of took that away. Sure. We're done. And that's how we do it. I think I have a booger.